Hi, and welcome back to Happy Time, Happy Money podcast. And today we have Gary Hibbert. He is a
Yes.
full-time real estate investor, licensed and award-winning real estate agent, author, and educator. Through hard work and dedication, Gary left the corporate work to become full-time entrepreneur in 2014. Today, not only does he have a remarkable real estate investing portfolio and successful businesses, Gary continually inspires the same change that transformed his life into others. Hi, and welcome, Gary.
Hi, Victoria. How are you?
Amazing. So happy to have you here on our Happy podcast. I would
Well,
love, and
I'm
I'm pretty sure our audience would love to know more about you. What inspired you to do what you do right now? We got a little scoop in the bio, but just tell us everything.
Yeah. Well, again, listen, thank you very much for having me here. Why do I do what I do? I mean, I think that's a great question. And here's why I do what I do. I remember when I was young, when I was around 18, 19, I remember telling my mom, my dad, I'm going to be a successful entrepreneur. And what ended up happening, I think happens a lot of times, is that, you find your spouse and all of a sudden kids come along, and before you know it, you're behind on your promises and all your dreams. And I got sucked into the corporate world. And when I got pulled into that world, I did enjoy it. But what I also realized was that there was more month than money. And so I was always, behind the eight ball, it felt like. And so I had to take a step back and say, what was it that I really wanted to do in my life? And, once I really took a look at that, I was like, okay, how do I do this? Where do I start? And I remember one day I went into work and they were letting a lot of people go. They were firing people left, right, and center. And I remembered, man, if I lose this job, I'm going to lose my home. My kids were young and I didn't know what to do. And anyways, at the end of the day, the manager came and said, okay, everybody that's still here, you guys are safe. And I remember driving home saying, I never want to ever feel like somebody is in control of my financial freedom or future. But the problem was I didn't know what to do. And so anyways, I was getting behind again on a lot of debts, a lot of problems. Went into my bank to do a refinance. And really it was just to consolidate and put all my debt into my mortgage. And when the financial officer left the office, I was in there by myself. And this is what changed my whole entire life. I looked up on the wall and I saw this index chart. I don't know if you've ever seen the index chart before, but it shows you what interest rates have done. It shows you what the market is doing in the stock market. And when I realized what inflation was doing anywhere from 2-3% a year to 20% a year. And so when I did the calculation on my raise at work the year before, it was only 1.6%. And I was like, I get it. I cannot outpace inflation. And from there, I was like, what if I just buy one more property? How could that change my life? And that's what got me into real estate investing. And ever since then, I haven't looked back.
I love that. Like, look, what the analytical brain, you're like, oh my God, 1% my work inflation. That is amazing.
Right.
So you got it, I guess, to the real estate investing because the inflation got it. So, and I know a lot of people try in real estate, but a lot of people still don't make it. Like, how did you make it to be a world-winning real estate agent?
Yeah, and here's what I found out very early in the beginning is that you don't need to try and figure this out on your own. And so I was taught in the beginning that go and find yourself a mentor, go and find somebody that is where you want to be. And so when I did that, here's one of the most important things that they taught me was before you even try to figure out the whole real estate investing thing, why don't you sit down and write down what it is that you want in life, dream as big as you want, and write down, and I challenge you, write down 100 things, whether it be as small as paying off your $1,000 credit card, to having a yacht, to having a mansion, everything that you want in life. And what you're doing now is you're creating a roadmap to what you want in life. And so when I did that, he said, next, what you're going to do is you're going to put a 1, 3, 5, and a 10 beside each of those things, those goals that you have. And that represents, can you complete that in 1 year, 3 year, 5 years, or 10 years? And he said, what you're going to do with everything that was a 3 or 5 or a 10-year goal achievement timeline, put that in the drawer. Don't even worry about it. And everything that you can complete in 1 year, that goes on your whiteboard, and that's what you're going to focus on. And once I did that, then I had a roadmap, then I had a vision, then I had dreams, because what I was doing was also tying whys to what I wanted in life. And the whiteboard is really what changed my life, being able to see that every single day.
Wow, you gave me such a good idea right now. It's like I work with crypto and investments, and all company has this white paper and they have this roadmap. And when you just told me that to put, right, and we probably heard of like putting our goals into years and stuff, but like when you said to put the numbers in, and I just imagine it then like organizing them in my mind and like putting the roadmap to them. It's like a roadmap of life. And interesting,
exactly.
it's like you can always self-evaluate yourself, like are you on your goals, and maybe like do it visually in home, then you can like mark them or color them or something. That is so inspiring.
And what you're really doing by doing that is you're placing your order to the universe. And I was also taught as well too, is that never trust your memory. And meaning that you have all these things in your mind, in your head, but you can't always remember what you want. It's like trying to say, well, you know what, I remember how to get to Florida. And then you start driving, but you don't have a map. So why not have a map? Why leave it to chance? And that's what right now your goals are all about, and having that agenda and putting things into action.
Love that. Well, I would love to, for you just to share something that you think it's important. Like, what is the number one advice from you to everyone who wants to start in being in real estate, or just start to have a life that they will be fulfilled with?
Yeah, you know what? I think it comes down to discipline and consistency. That's what it really comes down to, because it's either you're going to suffer either way. You're going to suffer either the consequences of discipline, or the consequences of procrastination. And either or, there is some pain in both of those. So why not go through the hard work that's involved in discipline, because you'll be surprised at what it can do for your life. And a lot of times people say, well, you know what, I'm so tired, or I don't have the energy. And you know what that comes from is when you are lazy. And it makes you more of that. But if you actually get up early, work hard, and have that vision and those goals and those dreams, it's incredible what you can accomplish, because then now you have purpose in your life. And so I think it boils down to consistency and discipline.
Yeah, I will agree and disagree with the laziness. I think we're all lazy by nature. Like I'm such a lazy bunny, you cannot even imagine. But when I know for myself, when I have a goal that it inspires me, and that's why it's so important to sit down and write down everything that you want, because once you know them, you won't feel lazy, because you're like, oh, I'm so excited to get it going, and like record this interview, or like go work out, because I know what I want. And it's just absolutely perfect advice. Love it. Consequences of procrastination or discipline. I think, we know what to choose. And the last question that I ask everyone on this podcast is to fill in the blank for me, please.
Yes.
If you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
That I am not a quitter.
Yeah. That's awesome. I am. All right. Well, thank you so much. And I know if your best social media is Instagram, well, you can share. And if anyone wants to find you, ask any questions, they can definitely go there.
Yeah, so they can find me at Instagram, just Gary Hibbert, and I more than happy to answer any questions that you may have about what we just discussed today.
Beautiful. And we will link everything. As you know, if you're watching or listening to this episode, just scroll down. There's going to be a link to our episode page where will be linked every mention and links of this episode. And you will see the video, audio, or transcripts version of this episode. Thank you so much for watching or listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks so much for having me, Viktoriia. Take care.